Imagine a towering figure with the charisma of a rock star and the strength of a champion, finally revealing the one person who holds the key to his heart. That's right. After years of keeping his personal life under wraps, the big man you know from late-night television has just tied the knot, and his new wife is nothing short of extraordinary. Today we peel back the curtain on this surprise union and explore how a former WWE powerhouse found lasting love in a world that demands constant performance and publicity. Get ready for a ride that blends triumph and vulnerability, public persona and private devotion, all leading to the moment Tyrus said, "I do." Our story begins with the unmistakable presence of Tyrus, born George Timothy Murdoch. From the lights of the wrestling arena to the spotlight of Fox News, his journey has always been defined by larger-than-life moments. Yet despite his booming voice and imposing frame, he has kept a surprisingly discreet personal life. When the cameras roll, he's quick with a one-liner. Off-camera, he's a man of thought and deep introspection. Over the next few minutes, we'll dive into why his life took the turns it did, how early hardships shaped his worldview, how the wrestling ring forged his resilience, and how late-night television unlocked a new chapter of commentary and camaraderie. Then finally, we arrive at the pivotal question: who is the woman he chose to share his life? If you've followed his trajectory from the moment he first stepped into a wrestling ring, you know that adversity has been a constant companion. As a young boy growing up biracial in Boston, Murdoch and his brother were met with rejection from those who should have been their greatest supporters. The sting of prejudice and the longing for acceptance planted a determination in him to control the narrative of his own life. That drive propelled him onto the football field of the University of Nebraska at Kearney, where he balanced the scholar's ambition with the athlete's rigor. An unforeseen injury might have ended his football dream, but it introduced him to an entirely new arena. Wrestling became his canvas, a place where storytelling meets physical theater, where triumph arises from determination, and where a single persona can redefine legacy. By 2006, Murdoch had signed his first WWE contract, stepping into Deep South wrestling under the street thug persona of G-Rilla. The experience was a test in humility, scripted victories, rehearsed comebacks, and a backstage world filled with dreams and occasional disillusionment. When his contract ended in 2008, he could have walked away defeated. Instead, he used the setback to fuel his next ascent, returning to WWE in 2010 as Brodus Clay, a homage to one of his favorite cultural icons. That name carried weight, unlocking opportunities on NXT and beyond. Yet it was the Funkasaurus transformation, the dancing funky alter ego with a troupe of funkadactyls, that brought him mainstream attention. In a world built on muscle and aggression, he offered levity, a reminder that strength can be playful. But wrestlers know that the ring is just one stage, and every character evolves. In 2014, he transitioned to TNA as Tyrus, a formidable giant in total non-stop action. His alliances, rivalries, and championships crystallized his reputation as unstoppable. By 2021, he made his mark again, this time in the National Wrestling Alliance, capturing the television championship and, eventually, the World Heavyweight title. When he stepped into that ring, the roar of the crowd was thunderous. When he left, it was on his own terms. At the 75th anniversary show in 2023, winning bittersweet retirement in a match that said, "If I fall, I retire." The outcome was clear. He'd built an empire of memories, friendships, and respect. Transitioning from the squared circle to the desk became his next grand adventure. November 2016 saw Greg Gutfeld extend an invitation, an unexpected shift from athletic combat to political combat on The Greg Gutfeld Show. Tyrus brought his trademark wit and razor-sharp observations to late-night commentary, quickly becoming the beloved big man with bigger opinions. As a regular on various Fox News programs, he honed his craft, debating policy one day and delivering punchlines the next. His stature gave weight to his arguments, but his humility gave them heart. Viewers didn't just see a pundit, they discovered a man capable of profound reflection on race, resilience, and redemption. And yet, for all his headlines and championship belts, there remained one storyline untold, until now. Because behind the tough exterior, beneath the public persona, there was someone quietly shaping his world. The woman who saw past the ring and the desk, straight to the man. In a world obsessed with quick takes and breaking news, their love blossomed in the margins. Private dinners, cross-country travels, and moments where microphones were turned off. Today we uncover how she stepped out of the shadows, how her own journey forged her into the partner he needed, and how together they built a foundation stronger than any championship belt. Stay with us as we move from the roar of the crowd to the hush of a private ceremony, from the flash of cameras to the flicker of candlelight. We'll introduce you to the person who helped Tyrus discover that genuine strength is rooted in love, vulnerability, and unwavering support. By the end of our time together, you'll see why this unexpected union feels less like a surprise and more like destiny finally catching up with preparation. Get ready to witness the story of a real-life power couple, a wrestler turned commentator and his equally dynamic wife, who remind us that the greatest victories aren't measured in titles, but in the moments we share. In a world where every glance measures strength against strength, there she stood, poised confidence in a slender frame, matching his gaze with unflinching composure. While Tyrus carried the burden of the public eye on broad shoulders, his bride moved through life with agile grace, turning disciplined routines into artful motion. Their union offers a vivid contrast, the roar of the wrestling ring balanced by the quiet hum of a personal sanctuary, the thunder of late-night commentary offset by the tranquil rhythm of daily rituals. Yet beneath that contrast lies a shared foundation, an unbreakable commitment to growth, authenticity, and unwavering resilience. Before their paths converged, she was already forging her own legacy, one defined by tenacity, vision, and an unshakable belief in the power of transformation. Born into a household that celebrated resourcefulness, this woman discovered early on that opportunity often hides in adversity. While her peers debated career plans, she was sketching business ideas on the back of textbooks and devouring books on nutrition, wellness, and leadership. By age 15, she had stepped into her first fitness class not merely as a participant, but as an eager apprentice, studying biomechanics, muscle activation, and motivational techniques. Within months, she was leading sessions, crafting fun yet effective workouts that left participants hungry for more. Her family watched in amazement as a spark ignited. Here was a natural instructor, someone capable of translating complex science into joy-filled movement. Energized by that first taste of success, she launched a boutique fitness brand that would become her laboratory for innovation. Drawing on holistic principles, she curated a daily practice philosophy where each exercise, meal plan, and mindfulness ritual became a building block for long-term well-being. Members of her early cohort found their nights freer from stress, their mornings brimming with purpose. They spoke of gains not just in muscle tone but in mental clarity and emotional balance. Word-of-mouth referrals multiplied, and it became clear that her vision extended far beyond a local studio. She was crafting a blueprint for sustainable, life-changing habits. Yet even as that brand transformed bodies and mindsets, she felt the pull of deeper purpose calling her to expand her reach. Around the same time, a personal challenge struck close to home: her son's diagnosis of type 1 diabetes. Faced with the vital task of managing nutrition with pinpoint precision, she began designing portion-controlled meal plans to stabilize his blood sugar and nourish his growing body. What began as a mother's duty evolved into a revelation. Friends and acquaintances, struck by the results of her son's meals, began requesting customized food prep services. Overnight, her kitchen became a hub of culinary innovation, blending wholesome ingredients into satisfying, diabetes-friendly options for anyone eager to make mindful choices. That pivot gave birth to a second venture, her meal prep company dedicated to sensible eating. Through trial and error, she refined recipes, learned the economics of food sourcing, and built a loyal clientele who saw her as both a chef and a coach. She embraced feedback, iterating menus to suit diverse dietary needs: keto, paleo, plant-forward, allergy-conscious, while never losing sight of the driving mission: empower people to feel strong, balanced, and in control. Her hands-on approach, coupled with unbridled passion, won her accolades and media attention. Interviews followed on health podcasts and local news segments, painting a portrait of an entrepreneur who turned personal adversity into widespread impact. Despite the rapid growth of both her fitness methodology and meal prep enterprise, she remained grounded in one essential truth: consistency beats perfection every time. She often reminded clients that the most transformative changes occur through small, sustained actions rather than grand gestures. Whether leading a sunrise workout or fine-tuning macronutrient ratios at midnight, she exhibited a work ethic rivaling any professional athlete. And while her achievements stacked up, certifications, speaking engagements, social media followings, she quietly evaluated how to maintain balance, avoid burnout, and nurture family bonds. Discipline, she believed, was not a rigid cage, but a liberating framework for creativity, joy, and connection. All of this shaped a woman equal to the demands of marrying a globe-trotting television personality and retired wrestling legend. Her ability to engineer routines that sustain growth, her knack for translating complex science into accessible guidance, and her genuine warmth in the face of admiration made her the partner Tyrus hadn't known he was missing. She could plan a championship-level nutrition program just as deftly as she could anchor a family dinner conversation, blending expert insight with empathetic listening. They complemented one another. He brought the thunder, the big-picture vision, and the roar of the crowd. She injected calm presence, practical structure, and the art of celebrating small victories. Together they formed a dynamic duo defined by mutual respect, shared ambition, and a love that prized both individual excellence and collective harmony. As our journey continues, we'll explore the serendipitous moment when their orbits intertwined, how chance meetings gave way to intentional dates, how shared values cemented a bond stronger than any belt, and how two powerhouse personalities negotiated the delicate dance of support, independence, and partnership. Next, we step into the chapter where fitness meets spectacle, where entrepreneurial acumen meets media savvy, and where a wedding unites two worlds into one unforgettable story. In the blink of an eye, two worlds collided, the electrifying intensity of late-night debates and the disciplined calm of a fitness sanctuary. Their first encounter was anything but scripted. He arrived at an exclusive wellness retreat, invited as a keynote speaker, but found himself intrigued by the woman leading the final session. Her voice calm yet commanding, guiding attendees through breathwork and mindful movement. She spoke not from a podium but from genuine conviction, weaving science and soul into every instruction. He watched from the back row, arms crossed, mind racing. Here was someone who matched his intensity but channeled it through poise instead of power. When the session ended, the applause echoed in the hushed room, yet all he could hear was the steady rhythm of his own heartbeat. As she stepped off the platform, their eyes met for the first time. He introduced himself with characteristic confidence, but she responded with warm curiosity rather than starstruck awe. Their conversation began with pleasantries, wrestling ring anecdotes, commentary highlights, but soon delved deeper: the sacrifices of public life, the invisible scars of personal struggle, the hunger to create lasting impact. They discovered mutual passions, his fascination with storytelling, her dedication to holistic well-being. Their words wove threads of common purpose, bridging the gap between microphone clashes and mindful retreats. Before long, what started as a professional meet and greet became a late-night coffee date, each of them sharing anecdotes they'd never aired on camera or in interviews. From that moment, courtship unfolded like a carefully orchestrated dance. He invited her to a private Fox News screening, where behind-the-scenes footage rolled, and she returned the favor by taking him to her flagship fitness studio, an intimate space filled with personal totems of growth, certificates framed on the wall, gratitude journals filled with client testimonials, vibrant plant life symbolizing renewal. She showed him how to align breath with movement. He taught her the art of the perfect on-camera delivery. Their chemistry proved magnetic, drawing friends and colleagues into their orbit. Fellow panelists noted how his grin widened when her name came up, while her clients observed a newfound sparkle in her stories about weekend getaways with a very big man. As months passed, they navigated the complexities of blending their public and private selves. He shielded her from intrusive paparazzi lenses, refusing to discuss their relationship on air. She agreed to keep social media carefully curated, revealing glimpses of their life together without compromising her personal boundaries. They cultivated rituals that honored both their worlds: Sunday morning hikes followed by huddle sessions over green smoothies, Friday night movie marathons in sweats, peppered with sharp-witted commentary about plot twists. Distance was no barrier. When his travel schedule took him across borders, she joined him, transforming hotel gyms into impromptu wellness workshops for local fans. Their bond deepened through moments of vulnerability. When he revisited memories of childhood rejection, she offered unwavering empathy, reminding him of how far he'd come. When her meal prep venture faced supply chain hiccups, he rallied support from his network, securing prime shelf space in niche grocery chains. They cheered each other's wins and soothed disappointments, learning that love meant both celebration and service. Colleagues marveled at how seamlessly they balanced ambition with compassion, a testament to the strength they drew from each other. When he proposed in the fall of 2020, it was neither extravagant nor ostentatious. True to their story, it embodied authenticity. On a crisp autumn evening, he led her to a private rooftop garden overlooked by the city skyline. Fairy lights glimmered like distant stars, and gentle music played from hidden speakers. He spoke from the heart, recounting their first meeting at the wellness retreat, how her presence had become his daily inspiration, how they'd turned challenges into opportunities side by side. With a simple emerald ring suspended on a black velvet ribbon, symbolizing growth, renewal, and commitment, he asked her to be his partner for life. Her yes was immediate, eyes filling with tears of joy. In that moment, the roar of crowds and the hush of yoga studios converged into one harmonious melody. Planning the wedding became their next joint venture, a fusion of his bold flair and her refined taste. They chose a secluded vineyard venue nestled among rolling hills, where winding paths of lavender and rosemary would carry their vows on fragrant breezes. he envisioned vibrant spotlights and live commentary from a surprise MC. She insisted on organic floral arrangements, farm-to-table menus, and guided meditation breaks for guests to soak in the serene backdrop. Together, they crafted a ceremony that reflected both spectacle and soul, a custom officiant script that mirrored themes from his autobiography and her wellness philosophy, a unity ritual blending soil from her family farm with stones from his hometown, and a first dance that evolved from a funk-inspired routine to a slow, heartfelt embrace. Every decision spoke to the harmony they'd achieved. The seating chart balanced talk show producers with personal trainers. The playlist spanned from arena anthems to ambient wellness tracks. The guest favors combined branded protein bars with miniature journals for gratitude prompts. Their wedding wasn't just a celebration of love. It was a living tapestry of their shared values, resilience, authenticity, and community. In the weeks leading up, they hosted pre-wedding wellness retreats for out-of-town guests, sharing insights on stress management and mindful celebration. The result was a 2-day festival where laughter flowed as freely as herbal-infused mocktails and conversations ranged from deep self-reflection to playful wrestling roleplay. On the day they said "I do," every element aligned perfectly. As she walked down the lavender-lined aisle in a gown that blended sleek modern lines with subtle botanical embroidery, his applause echoed across the hillside. When he spoke his vows, his deep voice softened, carrying promises of unwavering support, shared growth, and endless adventure. She responded with equal sincerity, pledging to champion his dreams, whether in the studio, the ring, or behind the news desk, and to nurture the sacred space they'd built together. At the first kiss, the sky blazed with sunset hues, as if the universe itself celebrated. Their wedding set a new benchmark for authenticity, a ceremony that didn't sacrifice depth for drama, nor drama for depth, but wove them into a single, unforgettable narrative. It signaled not just a union of two powerful individuals, but the birth of a partnership poised to redefine public life with private purpose. In the days after their unforgettable ceremony, the newlyweds escaped to a villa, where ocean breezes replaced wedding spotlights and the roar of the ring faded into gentle tide rhythms. Mornings featured partner yoga on a sunlit terrace, guided by her patient voice and his playful strength. Afternoons blended culinary experiments in a bright kitchen, as she tested new recipes and he offered taste test feedback. At night, they shared stories on the balcony, forging bonds beyond public personas. Social media buzzed with congratulations from wrestling legends, Fox News colleagues, fitness communities, and fans worldwide. The hashtag Tyrus and his queen trended, celebrating a union in mutual respect and authenticity. Sensing opportunity, they announced a video series capturing life after marriage, episodes revealing her meal prep innovations, his on-air preparations, and candid talks about partnership dynamics. They promised viewers a glimpse into balancing two high-profile careers with genuine affection. The series would showcase life, highlighting everyday moments of collaboration and love. Balancing romance with responsibilities tested personal coordination. His calendar filled with international sets, live commentary, and debates. While her schedule expanded to new studio openings and product launches, they established check-in rituals over video calls, swapping motivational pep talks and brainstorming brand collaborations. He sent her surprise boxes mid-flight, and she curated travel-friendly wellness kits for him. These gestures reinforced trust. Their commitment to intentional communication became the secret ingredient in weaving demanding careers into a seamless partnership. Driven by their shared history, they launched a youth empowerment program combining fitness workshops with public speaking coaching. He spoke candidly about overcoming childhood rejection and channeling adversity into purpose, while she taught goal-setting, nutrition literacy, and mindful exercise. Pilot sessions in community centers attracted strong turnout. Parents praised the holistic approach, noting how teens gained confidence in self-expression and physical health. Partnering nonprofits provided resources and venues, ensuring sustainability and scalability to other cities in coming months. Media outlets clamored for interviews across genres. Morning shows sought their wellness tips. Political programs wanted commentary, and lifestyle pitches spreads. Rather than accept every invitation, they curated a strategic lineup aligned with values. She prioritized interviews highlighting women in business. He chose panels addressing resilience and freedom of expression. Together, they co-hosted a webcast titled Strength Serenity, blending fitness routines with reflective exercises and spirited debate. The event drew thousands of live viewers, sparking conversations about holistic success. They embraced contrast framing as a signature. He demonstrated powerful strength framed by her disciplined grace. She showed mindful routines underscored by his raw energy. Their joint content blended workout clips with motivational monologues, political debates with guided breathing, wrestling highlights interwoven with nutrition tips. Subscribers responded to this balanced format, praising how it cultivated strength without sacrificing serenity. Comments lauded their authenticity, often noting that dynamic duo redefined modern partnership by celebrating duality in every shared moment.